Welcome to the CrossFit Open, everybody. It's the first week of what's going to be 5 weeks of the CrossFit Open. We just got announced the first week of the workout, which is written up here behind me. So 13.1 is a 17-minute time cap where you have to complete 40 burpees, followed by 30 snatches at a weight of 75 pounds or 45 pounds, men and women. You must come back and do 30 burpees before moving on to 30 snatches at 135 pounds or 75 pounds. Then you do 20 burpees, followed by 30 snatches at 165 pounds or 100 pounds. Then it's 10 burpees, and if there's still time remaining, you're going to complete as many snatches that you can at 210 pounds or 120 pounds for men and women. So one more standard that you're going to need to know about is that these burpees, you're going to be jumping and touching a target that's 6 inches over your highest reach point. So here's our breakdown for the week. How should you guys be approaching this workout? Judging these weights and looking at these weights that you guys are going to be lifting, it should be very clear to you guys where you're going to fall in this ladder over the course of 17 minutes. For many of you, the time frame isn't really going to be the limiting factor. The limiting factor is going to be a snatch weight of 75 pounds or 45 pounds, of 135 pounds or 75 pounds, and so forth. So, first bit of homework that you guys need to do. You need to go check your WOD books, and you need to figure out how much can I snatch, okay? That's going to tell you where this workout is either going to end for you or where on this workout it's going to become very challenging. What you need to know is that snatch weights that are anywhere from, I would say, 60% and higher relative to your 1 rep max are weights that are going to challenge you in this workout because of the fatigue that you're going to experience from burpees and the fatigue that you're going to experience from many reps of doing snatches. So let me give you an example. I'm a male athlete and I can snatch 185 pounds. So I first look at the workout and I say, okay, well, I can't snatch 210 pounds yet. Matter of fact, I'm about 30 pounds away from that 210 pound PR. It's not going to happen in the first week of the Open, especially after I've completed all this work. So I'm just going to put that out of my mind. And really what I'm looking at is how well can I manage myself through the first 3 stages. 75 pounds, that's less than 50% of my 1 repetition max. So it's not going to be that challenging for me, and therefore I can assume that these first initial stages are going to go relatively well for me. They're still critical and they're still important to manage yourself through them. You do not want to sprint through this stuff. You want to conserve some energy and know that it's going to come in handy on these snatch weights that are coming later that are in that range of 60% and higher. So I spend the first 8 to 10 minutes of the workout taking a nice steady pace on these first 3 movements. I'm thinking of the kind of map sessions that we do at our gym where we're going at 85% effort and I'm not sprinting because I want to conserve energy. So that when I arrive at this snatch weight of 135 pounds, which is only 50 pounds less than my PR, but well over that 60% marker, I need to be able to chip away at these. And they're going to be challenging because I'm going to be very fatigued from this. So maybe you think, oh, if I was fresh and I didn't have, I hadn't done anything, I could do 15 of those in a row. Well, it's not going to happen when you're 70 burpees and 30 snatches into the workout. You're not going to be able to do 15, and it's not a wise thing to even attempt because you'll burn out all of your remaining energy and you might struggle your way to the finish line. So you come into these next snatches with a plan of doing 1 or 2 or maybe at most 3 at a time. Okay, and you have to set these strategies. Come up with a plan. I'm going to do small increments and I'm going to stay under control and I'm not going to blow it out in one big set. And that would continue on for that athlete all the way until they arrived at their goal weight, that challenging weight that's going to be a grind for them to get through. And so I'm speaking to the athlete that knows their abilities, knows that they might get through a couple rounds of this. They're going to have a couple different weights to attempt. And as you build fatigue in both of these movements, these weights are going to get very challenging. So you need to approach them one at a time, two at a time. Take short rests, breathe, come back. Very similar to the work that we do in our class sessions where we do every minute on the minute work. You do a little bit of work, you take a break. You do a little bit of work, you take a break. It's not going to be as long a rest as you would get in a Tuesday evening class where we're doing 5 cleans on the minute, but you need to kind of approach it the same way. Do a little bit, back off. Do a little bit, back off. Don't go all the way to failure on any of these reps. It's not a good idea in a workout that's going to last this long and has this much fatigue built into it. Okay, so that's for the athlete that knows their weights and knows where they're going to come against some challenging movements for them and challenging weights. Now let me talk about somebody who's knows what their max weight is. Okay, and it's 100, and they're not going to even get to 135, but they're going to get a chance to do the 75s. Okay, there's another rule that's in place, and what that says is for athletes that do not begin. Let's say I believe the rule is that if you were to stop your workout, let me get my little pen out. If you were going to stop your workout at this point, because you couldn't achieve any snatches at 75 pounds or 135 pounds, imagine that's a score of 100. There are going to be thousands and thousands of people in the CrossFit Open that get a score of exactly 100 because they're unable to snatch this next weight. So CrossFit has implemented a tiebreaker this year for the people that have same scores. The way that they're going to break the tie is they're going to go back to the previous set of snatches, and whoever finishes this amount of work the fastest, meaning they got the quickest time, they did 40 burpees and 30 snatches the fastest, your time is going to be recorded on your score sheet. That person's going to get the higher placing in the case of a tiebreaker. So now I'm speaking to you. There's plenty of you guys in our community that know you're going to be able to snatch these weights and not snatch these weights. This is a totally different workout. Okay, the workout is this. First 70 snatches, you have to sprint. Okay, you must go as fast as you can and just hope for the best. All right, because there is going to be that tiebreaker, and I really want to encourage you guys to approach this thing as like a somewhere between 3 to 6 minute 4-time workout. Once you finish those with your fastest time possible, the next set of burpees, as far as I understand, you can take as much time on as you need to. Just make sure you get them done before 17 minutes is up. So it's sprint and then get the rest of the work done before the 17-minute time camp is up. I think beyond that, there's nothing we want to say other than have a good first workout and be safe out there. This is not the day to go and attempt a 30-pound PR on a snatch, guys. So if you're under fatigue and you're staring at 135 pounds and you've never lifted 100 pounds before, I would encourage you guys to just skip out on doing that really, really heavy weight, because when you're fatigued, it's a great chance, a higher chance of you getting injured trying something like that. Now, if 135 pounds is 10 pounds off your personal best and you get to that point in the workout, then I highly encourage you guys to go and set a new PR, but be realistic with what your where your abilities are at, and ask your coach if it's too much of a stretch to be trying some of these movements. Okay, have fun, guys.